Alright. The fire died down after one night. The red fiery walls were gone. There was a burnt field all around me, and the blackened woods were smoldering with the sounds of sparking. As I lay there, I think that it sounds like a small firework. The sky starts to cloud up. It would rain soon, and the fire should stop soon. I was looking up blankly at the sky with a body that was even having difficulty breathing. And also, I should remember to save. I have all these save slots, so I might as well. There is only burnt wreckage around me. I have burns all over my body, and there's a bad burn across my chest. My open chest. Another open chest? Do we have blades, on our chest again? I feel like I could grab my innards with my fingers. Oh yeah, now that I think about it, I didn't fall because I was tired. My numb body wasn't kind enough to be able to rest just because it was tired. I fell because I think my wounds made me unable to move my arms or legs. So, I was manly and did not panic. I knew I would not be saved, and I wasn't scared because everyone around me had died the same way. I just looked up at the clouding sky and watched myself as I grew thinner. Also, that was weird. What do you mean you were manly? I'm a little lost, actually. Nobody wasn't kind enough to be able to rest just because I was tired. My wounds made me unable to move my arms and legs. I mean, that makes sense. Right? I got hurt so much that I can't really move them anymore. But I was manly and did not panic? What does that even mean? I don't know what that means. Are we still Shiro? I mean, I assume so. In which case, what do you mean, Shiro? You were manly and did not panic, and therefore that's why you fell down? Because you had... I'm not following your logic, Shiro. Emiya Shiro. It's kind of weird, actually. I don't know if it's like maybe it's a translation thing, actually. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe it's the translation's wrong, or maybe a little vague, or maybe it's actually correct, and I'm just not understanding something. Well, whatever. But still, with my dazed consciousness, I thought to seek help as long as I was alive and reached out with my hands. Wait, something's weird. I shouldn't remember a burning feeling in my chest. Burning? What? Weird? I shouldn't remember a burning feeling in my chest. Fiery walls? So I was manly, did not panic. That whole scene was a little weird, because it's not the same dream we always had, right? And I don't remember a burning feeling in my chest? Ominous. But anyway, I guess we fell asleep in the park, actually. Did we fall asleep sitting up? Or do we actually use Saber's lap as a pillow, I wonder? Anyway. I wake up suddenly. I open my shirt and check my body. Yeah, no scar. There's no scar in my chest. I almost died because of the lack of oxygen from the burn after all, and I didn't have any fatal wounds. Yeah, Shiro, I guess he did not have any fatal wounds either. So that was a weird dream. If I had taken something like that, I bet even Kiritsugu wouldn't have been able to save me. No, more importantly... Yeah, it took a nap too long.
よく眠っているようでしたので起こしませんでしたが、その会話あったようですね。先ほどに比べて、シローの顔色は良くなっていますから。
人が悪いな。 居眠りした俺が悪いにしても起こしてくれてもよかったじゃないか。休んでいる暇はないって言っただろ。
休息は必要な行為です。それにシロが眠っていたのは1時間程度ですから、そう問題はないでしょう。
Okay, so it was only for an hour. Oh. Like an hour nap should probably make you a little groggy, though.
そりゃ結果論だ。俺が起きなかったらどうするつもりだったんだよ、一体。
そうですね。あまり変わりはないでしょう。日が落ちて寒くなってきましたから、そろそろ声をかけようと思っていたところです。
まあ、確かに体の調子はすごくいいけど。
I get up from the bench and start to walk through the field. There's no trace in the field of what came before. No trace of when it used to be a residential district, nor any trace of when it was that red burning world. It kind of irritates me that in spite of that, I saw that after image just by sleeping here.
シロ、何か問題でもあるのですか?
And I guess, well, yeah, if this is the place where it happened, so, I mean, it wouldn't be surprising that you wouldn't have dreams about this place if you were just sleeping here.
ああ、いや、どうせ休むなら別の場所にするべきだったなって。ここはどうも嫌な思い出がありすぎる。
嫌な思い出。シロはこの場所に縁があったのですか?
Yeah, I guess Saber wouldn't know.
そっか。話してなかったっけ？俺、昔はこの辺りに住んでたんだ。10年前の話だけどな。大きな火事が起きて、両親も家も焼け落ちた。その時に、親父に助けられて、そのまま養子になったんだよ。
You say it so casually, Shiro.
では、あなたは?
なあ、キリツグの実の子供ってわけじゃない。それに、聖杯戦争と無関係ってわけでもないのかな。ここが前回の戦いの最後の場所だってのは聞いてるよ。そこで生き残った俺がマスターになるんだから、皮肉というか、縁があるっていうか。
Huh? That's what we would call dramatic irony in the world of literature. Maybe. Actually, I don't know. Would you call it dramatic irony? I don't know. Maybe. I walk through the field. It's been 10 years since that happened, but it seems this ground isn't fertile at all. Maybe the regret of the dying people has seeped into this land.
シロ、あなたが犠牲者を出すまいとするのは、それが理由ですか? あなた自身が聖杯戦争の犠牲者だからこそ、自分のような犠牲者は出したくないと。
That is a noble ideal.
いや、それは。
Now that she mentions it, maybe that's logical. But strangely, I've never thought about it that way.
どうだろう。セイバーの言うことはもっともだけど、俺はもっと単純だと思うよ。10年前さ、ここでキリツグに助けられた時はただ嬉しかった。それ以外になかったから、自分もそうなれたらいいと憧れたんじゃないかな。
That's right. I was just happy at that time. I can't put into words the emotion I felt when my request for help was granted. But at the same time, the happier I was, the guiltier I felt.
自分だけ願いが叶えられたってのは居心地が悪かった。俺は親父に助けられたけど、他の人たちは助けられずにずっとこのままだ。
Everyone wished for help, and I was the only one who received it. Only I was saved, and I was saved with the sacrifice of everyone else. Yes, again, I think I said this before, but this sounds a lot like survivor's guilt. So, Emiya Shiro must take responsibility for it.
けどまあ、起きてしまったことは戻しようがないからな。死んでいった人たちに報いたいなら、せめてこれからのことを防ぐべきだ。10年前のような惨事は起こさせない。 またあんなことになったら、それこそ犠牲になった人たちに合わせる顔がないだろう。まあ俺の理由なんてその程度のものだと思う。
More importantly, we should continue searching for Shinji. I feel better, so we should go to the buildings we haven't searched yet. And there'll be fewer people around at night. If Shinji wants to attack us, now would be the perfect time. If we're gonna make ourselves a decoy, the real deal starts now.
行こうか、セイバー。とりあえずオフィス街に戻ろう。セイバー、どうした？忘れ物でもあるのか？
いいえ、ただ今朝のことを思い出していました。体の傷を治してからライダーのマスターを探すべきだと言った私に、シローは順番が違うと言いました。シローは昨日も同じ言葉を口にした。以前から感じてはいましたが、その時に確信したのです。あなたには自分を助けようとする気がないのだと。
As if even stating that fact is a crime, she stares at me and declares so.
あなたは自身より他人を優先している。それは立派ですが、それではあなたはいつかきっと後悔する。シローはもっと自分を大切にするべきだ。
Saber walks past me.
行きましょう。確かにここにいてはあなたに負担をかける。
Saber starts to walk towards the office district. I try to call out to her, but I can't in the end.
何を？
What are you saying? Those words die in my throat. It can't be that I don't intend to save myself. It can't be true, but for some reason I cannot refute her words. Now Shiro did say himself that, to save others, he's willing to sacrifice everything, even his life. And that's what a hero would do, right? We walk through the town. It's past 8 o'clock. At this time, when the station gets the most crowded, Saber and I stare at the map of the city.
主だった建物は回りましたね。他に行くべき場所はありますか？
そうだな。少し離れたところに工場がある。あそこも人が集まる場所だから調べておかないと。まあ、工場っていうのはシンジの趣味じゃないと思うんだが。
Even as I answer, it's hard to look at Saber. It must be because that conversation earlier is still affecting me. Since Saber is acting like she doesn't care, it bothers me even more.
そういうセイバーの方はどうだ？ライダーの気配はつかめるか？
いいえ、感じません。彼女とは一度戦っていますから、近くにいれば知覚できるのですが。
What was that? A strange feeling pierces my heart. A wave of magical energy that even I can feel. There's no way Saber can't feel that.
シロ、言うまでもないと思うのですが。
わかってる。近くにいるのか、セイバ
ー。いいえ、まだそこまでの距離ではないようです。ですが、確実に見られている。この魔力は私たちに対する挑発でしょう。
They're making their presence known? They are watching us, so that must mean they finally fell for the decoy. If they're emitting magical energy so obviously, they must be trying to tempt us.
で、この気配、ライダーなのか？
My mind switches. The awkwardness from before disappears.
魔力をたどります。注意してください、マスター。
I nod silently. The murderous intent, stinging my skin, is coming from the office district, empty of people. Well, maybe no one is working overtime today of all days. Most of the lights in the buildings you could call the symbol of Shinto have already disappeared. Not many people are walking through the roads, and the view isn't that bad. No one looks suspicious, and if Shinji's anywhere, He will be ahead of us. Perhaps the park we were just in. The murderer's intent is getting stronger. There's no mistake that an enemy is nearby. No, more like... I feel a chill run down my spine. From the intensity of the murderer's intent that even I can feel, perhaps we are already in the range of the enemy.
気をつけろ。何か変だ。
ええ、シローの感覚は正しい。このように人目のある場所で仕掛けてくるとは思いませんが、相手が相手です。
Nodding silently, we head to the park. I'll ignore the oppressive pressure that feels like having a knife stuck in my neck. Ryder and Shinji are nowhere in the office district. If they're going to attack, it'll be in the park where nobody will see. Oh no. I turn to Saber. She rushes at me like lightning and deflects the attack over my head. I look up. In my sight is a large building, towering overhead as if to reach the heavens. And clinging on its side like a spider is the figure of the enemy. It's Spider-Woman! Long hair covering her whole body and flexible white limbs. The figure with a masked face is none other than Servant Ryder. The figure clinging around the 5th floor looks at me and licks her lips. I feel a freezing chill. There's no mistake. She came down from the top of the building to kill me, using my overhead blind spot. Saber lands on the ground. Saber, who jumped above me and deflected the attack, has instantly armed herself. Well, she kicks the ground. The silver armor disappears from my vision in an instant. She simply just jumps to the enemy, of course. If Ryder's coming down from the top of the building is ridiculous, so is Saber pursuing her just by jumping. Now, perhaps because they are servants, normal logic doesn't apply to them. Like Ryder, Saber kicks the side of the building and charges at Ryder. Saber kicks the side of the building and charges Ryder like lightning. The two shadows intersect at great speeds. They clash overhead and separate, and then kick off the building and clash again. It's like watching fighter aircrafts dogfight. Wait here and stand by, under her orders, or follow Saber. Let's just jump up 5 floors, just like Saber. Let's go! I don't think that's possible, though. I can't just watch. Perhaps because it's a battle with no footholds, Saber is unable to overwhelm Ryder like before. The two's conflict moves slowly up towards the rooftop. If Ryder came from the rooftop, chances are Shinji's there. There are 2 conditions to fighting Ryder. Beating Ryder before she has a chance to use her Noble Phantasm, or get Shinji before that. Since Saber is fighting Ryder, there's only one thing I can do. Interlude. The 2 shadows running up. The ground is already far away, and the clashes occur at higher and higher altitudes. The 2 need no footholds as they fly higher by kicking off the walls of the building. Wow, anime battle. In the process, in the instant it takes them to move to the rooftop, they clash numerous times. If there were anyone watching them from the ground, they would think it looks like pinball. But then again, they cannot be perceived with naked eye. Only their tracks are barely visible, and they are a circus of death invisible to any normal beings. But this circus is not what Saber wanted. Even if she is a servant, she cannot fly through the sky. She can run up a wall, but that's it. This is no different from free fall. It is just the difference between rising until she loses her speed rather than falling. The expression falling into the sky isn't that far off. Since she has started, she has to continue to the final destination of the rooftop. If she takes any blows from her opponent in the process, she will just fall miserably to the ground. But those rules do not apply to the opponent Saber has to defeat. A trace of purple attacks Saber, who is just heading for the rooftop. Attacking from both sides and from above, arching from every direction, or a rider is not bound by gravity. Her long hair sways like a comet's tail, and her figure is like a snake encircling a tree. Saber's feet touch the building. Tilting her body to the side, she kicks off the building to head around to its side. Saber's... sorry. Need some water. This intense battle is too intense. Saber's path, that had headed directly towards the rooftop, changes direction perpendicularly. The flowing attacks go away. Ryder cannot match Saber in instantaneous bursts. Saber shakes Ryder off with one kick, and reaching the side of the building, kicks upwards again. Up to the rooftop this time. Ryder is a snake wrapped around the building, Saber is almost an exploding firework. But maybe Ryder expected even that. The distance between the two does not change. Ryder doesn't let Saber get away as she runs to the side and attacks in the opening as Saber kicks off the building. She flicks Ryder away with her sword and jumps into the open area. There's a limit to how much you can block Ryder's attacks in the air. The skills that were not even a match before are finally a match on this battlefield. There are no decisive blows in this battle. No, Ryder herself is avoiding them most of all. When Saber jumps at Ryder with determination, Ryder only defends and shows no intention of countering. Ryder is just keeping Saber in check as she runs to the rooftop. Saber yells at her cowardly opponent. As a knight, this kind of fight is an insult. A battle determines the victor by exchanging blows with full force. According to that belief, Ryder's behavior is only an insult. Ryder only replies in a cool voice. As she says, Saber is inexperienced in air battles. I mean, who would be experienced in air battles? I guess maybe... I don't know. Like what kind of heroic spirit would be experienced in fighting in the air? I guess heroes that could fly. I don't know. Are there legends about flying heroes? The first person that comes to mind is Icarus. But, well, he wasn't really a hero, he burned up in the sun. Anyway. Or, well, he didn't burn up in the sun, he burned up because of the sun. Anyway, one could say tonight is the first time she has engaged in such a battle. After all, a knight runs on the ground. They are not the type to stick to walls like the woman in front of Saber. Ryder moves higher as if to tempt Saber. She is deliberately constructing this situation. Saber acknowledges that as well. The final stop of this circus. Ryder's ideal position must await at that point. Ryder's trump cannot be used readily. That is why she is luring her enemy somewhere where nothing will interrupt them, as she is determined to settle this match with her strongest blow. If Saber continues on to the rooftop, she will be in trouble. If Ryder's noble phantasm is as Saber believes, there's no way to defend against it. But there's no turning back now. She cannot let Ryder or Ryder's master be. Not because it is the principle of the Holy Grail War to defeat one's enemies. Saber must defeat Ryder right here to protect her master. Because it cannot be helped. Saber herself is amazed, but she has thought, at least once, that she does not want to push her honest master. The two gain altitude. Continuing their momentous clash, the battle is about to reach its final destination. Fox only. No items. Interlude out. I guess, yeah, the elevator only goes so, like, so much. Goes up so much. So we're just running up the stairs. I run up the stairs while cursing. Even though I was able to enter the building through the back door, the elevator didn't go to the rooftop. I have to run up the remaining 10 floors on my own feet. 40 plus 10 is 50, so the building is 50 floors high. High. I run up the stairs full speed. I don't know how long it's been since Saber left me. I don't think it's been 10 minutes yet, but that's still too long. Nobody knows what can end the battle. Saber isn't perfect. It's possible that she could make a big mistake and be cornered and in big trouble. So before that happens, if we can find Shinji and make him use up his command spell, there should be no need for us to fight against Ryder. My convalescent body aches the more I run up the stairs. Running around the building and up the stairs has run me out of breath. I don't slow down, but rather speed up. I have a bad feeling. I don't know why I feel it, but my heart is in pain. It's not a pain in my body, just something that tells me of danger. Saber cannot win. On the rooftop is something that must not be confronted. Maybe, yeah. I mean, in the interlude, we were told that the rider was luring Saber onto the rooftop for a reason, so... Trying to shake off the bad feeling, I continue up the stairs, full speed. And it looks like the battle has already begun on the rooftop. The wind is strong. As soon as I open the door, the scenery of the night town surrounds me. The concrete ground is burned up here and there. In the center, in the middle of the burned up rooftop is her figure, down on her knees. Saber has nothing to spare, breathing with her shoulders. The instant I try to run to her, I notice something strange floating up in the sky. I think it's a bad idea to just run up to her. You should have you know, hid or something? Oh well. No. The overwhelming amount of magical energy forced me to recognize it. I stare up at the sky. It's... the sound of wings? The sound of wings flapping. There's something whiter than the hazy white moon. It's a horse with wings. A legendary divine mystery spoken of only in myths. And the status screen updated? Actually, so... Status. Rider. Well, we still don't know anything about... Oh, well, we know her skills, actually. Did we see this before? I didn't know. But, she has some divinity, but it has mostly degenerated. Divinity decreases as the hero's rank as a devil or demonic beast increases. See? I guess, yeah, E minus divinity. See? Still don't know about her noble phantasm, though. I assume that horse was her noble phantasm. Do we not learn anything about Alice? Weird. I guess that's all we learned. The fact that she has E minus divinity, maybe? Anyway, let's just... I was wondering, like... Because, it sounded like a bad idea to, not listen to Saber and go to the rooftop anyway. But it looks like maybe it's a correct decision, because, she might still be defeated anyway if we didn't go to the rooftop. In which case... I wonder what happens if we just stayed at the bottom, then. I don't know. Is it this one? Yeah, so like... What happens if I just stay here? Actually. Does anything bad happen? It's sad, but I guess all I can do is stay here. I can't run up the side of the building, and even if I do go after her, I won't be able to back her up in any way.
Saber.
A human cannot participate in a battle between servants. There's nothing I can do. I can only trust Saber's words and wait here. 60 seconds pass. After a short blank period, I see intersecting sparks way above me. I strain my eyes to follow Saber's figure. The silver and the black light do not stop even once, and disappear a few hundred meters higher. Again, just to remind myself, this is if we did not go to the rooftop. What should I do? Should I go into the building and run up the rooftop? Well, that's what we did last time, right? Unlike the side of the building, if it's the rooftop on firm ground, I should be able to... A bright light is emitted from the rooftop. Not just once. It repeats in rapid succession. Ryder's noble phantasm? If so, Saber has no chance of winning. Not letting Ryder use her noble phantasm, wasn't that the main requirement for Saber to win? There's no time for indecision. Gritting my teeth at my cowardice, I run to the building. Oh, but we just go up anyway. Out of the stairs. It was easy to get in the building, but it's not easy to go to the rooftop. You go farther. In the darkness of inactive lights, I continue up the stairs leading to the rooftop. It's already been 5 minutes since I snuck in. A normal battle should be decided by now. The ground shakes. The 50-story building shakes as if it's bombed. One more floor to the rooftop. Checking off an ominous pre-sentiment, I run up the darkened stairs. The instant I open the door, I feel the hot air on my face. A burning heat hot enough to burn my face rushes in. What happened here? The concrete ground is burned up here and there. A dry air as if there's nothing living. In the middle, Saber is collapsed as if empty of energy. Okay, so this time, we did not go there immediately, and Saber seems as if she's already been defeated. I run to Saber and raise her up. She's still breathing. Saber is unconscious and breathing heavily as if wounded really badly. Saber remains, and Ryder is nowhere to be seen. So leaving the process aside, the result is clear. If Ryder was still here, she would not have let Saber go as weakened as she is. So the survivor, the victorious one, is Saber. Really? Oh, he did win? Ryder was defeated, and Saber must have lost consciousness in exchange for that. Actually, it's the correct decision? Okay, now I'm confused. So let's just save here. Let's go... Okay, I'm kind of like... I'm kind of like confusing myself now, but... Let's go back to where we go to the rooftop earlier. And we see what happens, I guess. Supporting her falling body with her sword, Saber looks up, white light approaches instantly. Deploying the wind wrapped around her sword, she creates an invisible wall. Her body is blown away. That which should have nullified any possible impact could not even slow the charge of the Pegasus. So it was a Pegasus. I was wondering. I was thinking, is a Pegasus the winged white horse? I guess it is. Blown away, she rolls on the ground. There's no time to lie down. The Pegasus returns in the air and continued its glide without a pause. She cannot block that blow. The only possible measure is to jump and evade it. But even if she does avoid the attack, the trail is enough to chip at her protection. She will eventually take a direct blow if she continues like this. Wow! The white light comes swooping down. The Pegasus glides down from high above, mows Saber down without touching the rooftop, and returns to the sky. Pursuit is impossible. There's no wall to run up, and if there is one, if there were one, no one would be able to catch that Pegasus. In that inferior position, Saber awaits a chance to counter. Even if it is a Pegasus, if it's alive, it can be killed. The only chance of victory Saber has left is for Ryder to make a mistake for the Pegasus reigns. A voice from above. Saber looks up, holding her sword ready.
あなたには勝ち目などない。散るしかないのなら、潔く消えなさい。
Ryder sounds calm. A little joy can be heard in that voice.
幻想種だとは睨んでいましたが、まさかそんなものを持ち出してくるとは思いませんでした、ライダー。
A fantastic race. As it sounds, they are beings that exist only in fantasy. Demi-humans like sprites and giants. Demonic beasts like demons and dragons. As their very existence is a divine mystery, it is said that they themselves surpass magic. It is the law that a divine mystery would be eliminated by a greater divine mystery, as magic stored its power and knowledge. The fantastic races store their power in their long lifespan. Even if one masters magic as a human, that's only about the last 500 years. For those who have lived since ancient times, a 500-year-old divine mystery is not even worthy competition. But it was long ago when both humans and the fantastic races lived in the same world, in a game called D&D. The longer lived the fantastic race is, the farther it strays from this world. In the present day, the only fantastic race in this world are a few hundred years old. That is why she thought the fantastic race that Ryder rode would be only about several hundred years old.
信頼のものを持ち出すとは、随分と業が深いようですね、ライダー。ええ、私はあなたたちとは違う。むしろあなたたちの敵だったものに過ぎない。故に私が操るのはあなたたちが駆逐してきたかわいそうな子たちだけよ。なるほど。歪んでいるとは思いましたが、英霊ではなく悪鬼の類でしたか、あなたは。せいぜい呪いなさい。あなたでは私の子に触れることさえできないのだから。
The Pegasus rests its wings in the air. A giant arrow that will strike if it sees an opening. Saber ponders, glaring at it. Pegasus itself is not a strong, fantastic race. A normal Pegasus will only grow to the class of a demonic beast of the fantastic race. A lot of like I don't know what you call it, but like I guess like concepts, I guess, that were just thrown at us, like fantastic fantasy races, and apparently there's normal Pegasuses. If that is the case, it is an opponent defeatable just with her invisible air. But that thing is different. It's a super Pegasus. As that Pegasus has existed from the time of the gods, it has grown to the level of the fantastic beasts. That Pegasus is nearing the level of the dragon race, considered to be the strongest of the fantastic races. No, its defense is already at the level of the dragon race, because that Pegasus has divine protection exceeding even Saber, who has the strongest magic resistance. Its charge, emitting vast amounts of magical energy, is like a giant castle wall approaching. There is no possible way to dodge or defend against such a thing. But that is not the surprising fact. Oh, there's more? That Pegasus is just something that Ryder has summoned, and it does not have a true name. Or rather, that Pegasus is just like the dagger she uses. Yeah, I was wondering, like, she somehow summoned a being without activating anything, without saying the true name of her noble phantasm or anything. She just did it. In other words, that Black Cavalry has yet to use her noble phantasm. Oh, okay, so she summoned it, but she hasn't activated it yet. She hasn't, like, used its true power. Saber does not think of defeat, even in this situation. Rather, she thinks that her chance will come when Ryder decides to use her noble phantasm. No matter what Ryder's noble phantasm may be, there's no problem if it is only strong enough to destroy the building. Saber only needs to go into the defense, endure the attack, and then slash away at the defenseless Ryder. That's right. As long as her master does not appear here. Well. I look up at the sky. Sound the wings flapping. There's something whiter than the hazy white moon. It is a legendary divine mystery spoken of only in myths. The identity of Ryder's noble phantasm. Is that what caused the scorching of the rooftop and drove Saber to her knees? Ryder's riding on a flying horse as befits her class name. I guess, yeah. I take my mind off Ryder. I heard a sound. I cannot tell how strong Ryder is on that Pegasus. I can only tell that the white beast is constructed from enough magical energy to have come from a few hundred magi. It is only natural for the rooftop to be scorched. That thing destroys its surroundings just by running. If that thing charges from the sky, there's no way even Saber could block it. I'm racing against time here. I have to defeat Shinji and eliminate Ryder. Oh, so Shinji is here. I hear laughter. Shinji must be hiding somewhere. Only his voice echoes. Calming my impatient mind, I listen to his laughter. Damn, the wind's strong. I can't tell where the laughter is coming from. Don't rush. Let him talk. I should be able to determine his location if he keeps talking. This is bad. The head of the Pegasus standing by in the sky lowers towards Saber. The swirl of magical energy rotates as if without limit. If that thing is going to be coming at high speed, this rooftop will be blown away, leaving no remains. Shinji? You'll even kill your own sister? What? A white shooting star falls from above. In that instant, a storm appears before me. For the first time, she forgot about her enemy during a battle. Angry at her master for coming to such a dangerous place. Angry at herself for not realizing that this was likely. but all those ideas are driven to the back of her mind. What else could there be? In this dangerous situation, his expression is only worried about Saber. Come to think of it, he has always been like that. Even though he knew she was an excellent knight, he did not treat her as a knight even once. Soft laughter. Ryder places her hands on the Pegasus' neck and makes it beat its wings even faster. Something missing until now forms in Ryder's hands. It is a mere small rain of shining gold. The Pegasus lowers its neck. The Pegasus rages, not from its own intentions but from Ryder's. That is absolutely true. Ryder's noble phantasm will completely blow away this rooftop. If she hurries, she will be able to get Shiro and get away from the rooftop, but Ryder's attack won't destroy just the rooftop. Her master is now strong enough to survive a collapsing building. So, for Saber to protect her master, she has to slay that enemy along with the Pegasus. She has no time to decide if her choice is the correct one. She looks at her distant master one more time. He's gritting his teeth, trying to fulfill his role. That makes her hesitations go away. She forgets about everything that must happen in the future. She is only her master's sword now, and exists only to defeat the enemy. An annoying voice shouts out. As it does, the Pegasus flies up even higher. It disappears from view in an instant. The Pegasus that flew up into the air has already lost its form. After rising as if to strike the moon, it arcs and returns toward the earth. A comet sweeps down. Even after it becomes an arrow of light, Ryder still pushes the Pegasus. There is only one target. She will destroy her enemy, along with this isolated garden in the sky. The name is cast. If a noble phantasm bears a miracle that is released by casting its true name, it is truly a divine lightning. A flashing thunderbolt. Watching it, her eyes show no emotion. The wind is unraveled. The wind centered on her turns into a raging tempest. The Earth? I did mention. Is there an anti-Earth noble phantasm? Oh no. The seal is broken, releasing many layers of wind. Her sword makes its appearance. A storm is rising before my eyes. A white light comes bearing down. Even though she is its target, Saber does not move. The raging wind is coming from her. No, not from Saber, but from the sword she's holding. I doubt my own eyes. I can see the sword that should be invisible. Slowly, as if taking off bandages, her sword starts to show its form. Raging winds. Many seals develop as if a box is opening. The wind melts into the air. Readying the exposed sword, she faces the descending Pegasus. Rider descends as a surge of light. Bellerophon grows large enough to engulf the whole rooftop and speeds up to destroy not only us, but the building itself. The reins of the heroic cavalry light up the rooftop. Time stops. Facing unavoidable destruction, my mind freezes. But not because of the reins of the heroic cavalry. The converging lights. Its purity is not even comparable to the light of Ryther that is merely large. In her hands is an assembly of the planet's light, the strongest holy sword.
Oh yeah.
Now that's some anime shit right there. It is literally a line of light. It is a blade of light that slices everything it touches. It slices Ryder with one blow, soars up into the night sky, cuts through the clouds, and disappears. I think, if that thing were used on the ground, a great disorder in the land would remain and never disappear. Her sword was not invisible. It merely did not allow others to see it. A golden sword that captivates all who see it, and its all too famous true name, Excalibur. Excalibur! Anyway, said to have existed in England, it is a sword of the king known as a symbol of knighthood, the strongest noble phantasm of all servants, sealed in numerous boundary fields. That is Saber's symbol of heroism. The rooftop is silent. The wind is gone and nothing makes a sound. I can't approach Saber and I just stand there. I don't know if I'm still confused or if my heart is still captivated by that sword. My mind is acting strange and only insignificant things come in my head. Why does she have that sword? That golden sword is the property of the well-known king of knights. I try to think how she ended up with that sword, and I notice that I'm trying to avoid the simplest of the answers. There's no need for complicated guesses. That sword has always been hers. That's why her true name is easy to figure out. I don't know what kind of mistake was made, but there's only one person she can be if she has that holy sword. Saber does not move from the stance that had completed her blow. I should run up to her, but my body won't move. Up to now, I only understood in words that Saber was a heroic spirit. Perhaps I realized she was a hero of the past, and I hesitated to go near her. Oh hey Shinji. I hear a scream. Something is burning in the background. I look in that direction. There, I see a book burning into ashes and... Shinji is there, watching the burning book.
Shinji.
Kick him off the roof. He must have realized that Ryder is defeated and he's at a disadvantage. Shinji turns his back to me as if to flee and runs towards the exit. Shinji jumps through the door leading to the stairs.
Shinji!
I can't let him go now, but the instant I try to start to follow him, out of the corner of my eye, Saber collapses. My mind freezes. Shinji's running away, and Saber's on the ground. Oh, okay, so there's another decision. I was wondering, what's the best, like... Because I guess there's the decision to run up to Saber, and I guess we saw all that epic battle, and the same conclusion happens. She is victorious, but she collapses on the ground. So, but I guess this time we see where Shinji is. We can either follow him, or we can run to Saber and help her out. In which case, okay, let's go back here. Go back to here again. I don't know, because I'm trying to find all the bad ends. Is what I'm trying to do. So what happens if okay, so I missed the battle. So in this save, I missed the battle. I come up, I see Saber on the ground. Well, I'm gonna take her home, apparently. I hold Saber in my arms. I'm amazed at her lightness. Saber, breathing painfully, has no weight, like she's just an illusion. And... oh. I guess, yeah, we just go home and, yeah. Weird. So I guess this, if you just wait for the battle to be over, you just skip a lot of stuff, right? We even, like, we miss, like, Saber even using Excalibur. So, I think the more interesting decision is... not this one. The more interesting decision is to go up, actually. You know, to actually, you know, not listen to Saber. And actually, this one? No, it's, how do I cancel? Go here, this one. Is to actually go up and, you know, see the battle and actually see Shinji run away. Because if we stood at the bottom and not go to the rooftop, we actually miss Shinji. Which is funny, actually. If Shinji was here this whole time, then wouldn't we run into him as he ran away from the rooftop? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe he snuck away, actually. Solid Snake style. So I assume if we run to Saber, then Shiro will say the same thing. It's like, oh, hold on, Saber, I'll carry you back home, and Tosuka will heal you up, and blah blah blah. And it'll probably be the same thing as if I was not here for the battle. Even though we did see what happened, which was awesome, by the way. We can also run after Shinji. Well, why not? Let's go fucking, like, mess him up. For justice, of course.